right, welcome everybody to Sports Locker Magazine, One Nation. It is a good night tonight. There's no snow on the ground, so well, actually there's a little bit, but most of that melted away today, and I'm excited about that because I am tired of shoveling my driveway. Speaking of shoveling driveways, I'm going to go ahead and pull in my son-in-law and co-host from Montrose, Colorado, Jay Gill. Jay, you did some snow shoveling this past week, didn't you?
Oh yeah, we had to do a lot of snow shoveling out here. Nothing like Colorado is built for the cold. My heart goes out to all the states that are not built for the cold, and you've got a lot of people with down power, and they've had a tough time. So our hearts and thoughts go out to Texas. We've been praying for them, and but yeah, we got a lot of snow. I know you guys got pounded with it too.
Yeah. And you know my driveway and how ridiculous that is. And so I did that like 7 times in a week and I'm done. I'm done. It was good.
I'm just like, stay home, Dad. Stay
Yep.
home.
I can't.
Why are you shoveling that thing?
I got things to do. I got things to do.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hey, speaking of things to do, we got things to do tonight. We got an interview to do. Why don't you go ahead and get started with that?
Man, I am super excited tonight, Sports Locker Nation. We've got two guys from the undefeated Class 1 state championship for the boys soccer team, and that is the Southern Boone Eagles. We've got head coach Wade Vandelicht, and we also have one of his star players, senior Josh Pridemore, with us. Josh Pridemore was a key part of this team's historic run, being great as a midfielder and a defender. You gave him plenty of opportunities to watch him defend and also run down and score. Wearing the number 35, you would see him dash up and down with great tenacity. With a 4.8 40-yard dash, it's not all that season. That boy is quick. He also made honorable mention for the Class 1 Missouri Power Rankings. So, Josh, awesome. Excited to have you on tonight. Now we're going to head over and talk about head coach Wade Vandelicht. Now, if you Google Wade Vandelicht, Southern Boone, there's about 4 different guys with that name living there. And that's how I took it. One of those guys is a worship pastor at the Ashland Baptist Church. The other one is a professional fisherman that started a bass fishing team and competes in tournaments throughout the whole year. Yeah, the third one is a sprint car driver who's doing races, and the fourth one was the head coach for the boys soccer team. Well, you better believe that's the same guy.
That's the same
I
guy.
uh I it's the same guy. I'm going through like, how does he do all of this? And that I'm excited to talk to him tonight. And we're gonna find out about this really talented man and how he's able to juggle so many activities and do them extremely well. So, Dad, whenever you're ready, let's bring on in Josh.
We will do that. We better add one more thing. He's also the girls' soccer coach. So, that's one more.
There's 5 guys
And there might
in
even be
Southern
more.
Boone.
We're going to find out. There might even be more. So let's go ahead and bring him on in now. Hey, Wade, how you doing?
Hey, good.
Good. Good to have you on here tonight. We really appreciate you joining us, and we're excited to have you and Josh on. And we're looking forward to being able to visit with you guys. And Jay always does a good job with his introductions and everything. So, hopefully that made you smile a little bit. It always makes me.
Yeah, you made me sound like a lot more than I really am, but I'll take it out.
Very good. Hey, Jay, why don't you go ahead and get started with our questions?
Well, as the viewers can see, he's also humble. So, there you go. Wade, I really want to dive in about this past season. So, you guys have an undefeated record, a state championship, and you guys faced a herd of obstacles. So, talk about this past season.
Yeah, I mean, it still doesn't sink in sometimes when people tell me that we were undefeated and won the state championship. But those things just kind of fell in line, as we went throughout the season. Obviously, our goal was to do well, but I don't think anybody thought that we would get there undefeated with some of the teams that we had on the schedule. But you talk about obstacles. I think the biggest obstacle was it was 2020, and we were in the season of COVID, and you know, kids getting quarantined and or testing positive or whatever, and you just never knew what that next phone call was going to entail from the AD. Just it, it, every time he called me, I said, just quit calling me because every time you call me, I don't want to pick up the phone anymore. But somehow, some way through it, guys had to step up that normally don't play specific positions, and really the best thing was to see the team come together and embrace, whoever it was that needed to be there when it was their time, and step up and cover for them, or give them the confidence they needed to do their job when they might not have been that normal person that was in there the whole season. That really goes to show a lot about just who the does in general.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you guys had a fantastic season, and this was your first season as the boys' head coach, right?
Yeah, first season as head coach. I've been with these guys, I believe, 7 years as an assistant, and so pretty cool to just first time in there go win the state championship.
yeah, that was something else. And you had some outstanding players on that team. A lot of seniors. How many seniors did you have?
Yeah, we had 15 seniors.
And that roster. And how big is your roster overall?
We had 32 overall.
All right, so that's how's that going to be as far as a challenge for next year?
We got our work cut out for us for sure. I believe we're going to be replacing 9 starters um, next year, and that was probably one of the toughest throughout the season, other than COVID, was just trying to find time for those younger guys without sacrificing the senior season, but giving them time so they can learn the ropes and get some good experience. And with games getting canceled and stuff because of COVID, it was tough to find time for them to do that. Even a lot of the JV games were getting canceled, and so we're definitely going to have to get some things going in the off season. These guys are going to be playing. I know we got a good freshman group coming up, so we'll work at it. It might take us a little while to figure out where people are going to be and what best suits the team, but I look forward to it, and I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, of course you will. That's you've got a good foundation built there, and it's going to just keep getting better and better. Speaking of those seniors, you've got one with you tonight, Josh Pridemore. Jay, I think Jay's got a question for Josh. Why don't you go ahead and move that screen to him, and we'll go ahead and ask him. How you doing, Josh?
I'm doing good.
Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, Josh, welcome onto the show, buddy. What a season, huh? I'd love to
Yeah.
kind of hear. I'd love to hear your perspective on this dream season that you guys had.
Well, it was just crazy at every turn because well, we never knew like that we knew that none of it was going to be guaranteed at the beginning of the year with COVID and everything. Because like we had just individual games getting canceled. It seemed like every other week because the team didn't have enough players because they had a COVID outbreak or something like that. So we just kind of had to take it one game at a time, one practice at a time. Because if we, as a team, if one person tested positive, we were all going to get quarantined. So we didn't even have like that certainty that we were going to get to be together the entire season. So it was just kind of slow and steady. That was our mindset, and it was crazy just from the beginning. Like one of our biggest wins against Jeff City happened, I don't know, not even a month and a half into the season, and I don't know if any of us thought we were going to be able to pull that one off, but that was just awesome. And then just for it to never get any worse the rest of the season, we were just always climbing, and it just to end it with the state championship, first soccer state championship for our school in our school's history is just awesome.
Yeah, it was, and I mean that was quite a win against Jeff City because they also finished very well on state, and so I mean you talk about some really good soccer right here in mid Missouri. That was I know that had to be a fun game to watch.
Yeah, yeah. Part of it too was me and a couple of my teammates. we actually played on the same club team as a lot of the Jeff City players, and Jeff City's head coach was our coach for me it was like 5 years, but for some of them it was ever since they were in first grade. So it was just a really fun game.
Well, I know Coach Blake would speak highly of you as well as the other guys, and as well as your coach. Speaking of your coach, why don't you tell us a little bit about him and what you enjoy or what you appreciate about him and why you like playing for him?
Yeah, so I love playing for Coach Vandelicht. Um, just he always seems to like he's not distant ever as the coach. Like in the past, some of my coaches that I've had, not just for soccer but for other sports, they kind of like separate themselves, kind of as like authoritative and stuff like that. Um, but Coach Vandelicht was a lot more personal with us. You could really tell that he cared about winning just as much as we did, and he was just really always putting us in situations to succeed. Sometimes with like all the running we had to do at the beginning of the season, it wasn't always fun for us, but he was just always doing what he could to get the best out of us, and it really paid off.
You know, I did not play soccer, but you guys run a ton. I mean, I thought we ran
Yeah.
a lot in track, and you guys blow that away.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Well, hey, that's really good stuff, and you're right. He's a pretty amazing coach, and I know you guys appreciate him. And you know, you've come under his tutelage here for several years, and I know that you guys are going to be missed. But I know he will definitely take what you guys did and continue with that foundation. Uh, Real quick, Josh, we'll be coming back to you here in just a moment. We're going to do a quick commercial with one of our sponsors, and we'll be right back. And Jay will have another question for you. Okay?
All right.
All right.
Hi, I'm Stephanie with CNS Business Services. CNS is proud to be a sponsor of this edition of Sports Locker Magazine's One Nation. But before we start talking sports, I'd like to remind everyone that CNS Business Services has a wide variety of job opportunities for all kinds of job seekers. Whether you're new or returning to the workforce, or maybe just want to see what other opportunities are out there, please consider checking out what CNS Business Services has to offer. You can find out details on all the current job openings on the CNS website, and you can apply online anytime or come by or contact us at our office at 31 South Ridge Drive in Jefferson City. Remember, there's never a fee passed on to employees for finding you employment. So don't put it off. Apply with CNS Business Services and let us do the work of finding a job that's right for you.
If somebody needs a job, you need to contact Stephanie and Paula at CNS Business Services. They will find you a job. I am absolutely sure of that. So, again, we're here with Josh Pridemore and Coach Wade Vandelicht, and good to have you guys on here of the state champion Class 1 boys soccer team. What a year. And Jay, I know you've got another question for Josh. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Josh, as I was doing some reading, I saw that you guys have touched on COVID. Yeah, you were one of the players that kind of had to step away from the team for a while for COVID precautions. How hard was that? The team's rolling. You guys went undefeated. Was it hard to step away and not be out there with your team?
Oh yeah, it was terrible. It happened like almost exactly halfway through the season for us. So it was right when we were starting to figure things out on the field. Really, history was really coming together, and then it was me and I think it was three other starters and then another senior. So there were five seniors total that all got taken out, and I think it was three games that we missed while we were quarantined, and just like the feeling that we had gotten to that point, we had beat Jeff City, we had beat some other big schools, we had got to that point undefeated, and the fact that we could lose that and not be able to like help at all, that was just a terrible feeling. I was really nervous just waiting for the games to end, where the final score we'd be up, and I was just so relieving after being able to get back.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of times we take things for granted, and I think you, more than a lot of other student athletes, you probably just appreciate the opportunity to have been able to play your last year in high school.
Yeah, yeah. Seeing some of the other spring sports, the seniors last year that didn't get to finish their senior season, I mean, I feel incredibly lucky to be able to finish this way.
Yeah, well, you did a great job, and we're looking forward to asking you some more questions here. We're going to go ahead and direct this one to Coach Wade and just ask you, Coach, tell us a little bit about that young man sitting to the right of you, Josh, and what you appreciate about him and his role that he played on your team.
Yeah, this is a pretty easy one. Josh is one of those players that he just does what he needs to do at all times, and he's a pretty smart player too. Pretty smart in the classroom, pretty smart on the field, and you can literally put him anywhere, and he will embrace it and do what he needs to do. He left out a little part of that story when he got quarantined. We decided to move some things around because we felt like we could get a little bit more out of the team when those guys came back. And he had played midfield for us a lot, and we had a defender that we kind of wanted to move up to midfield because we thought he was we thought he could help us up there, but we didn't have another back to really stick in there that we thought was going to really be solid. And so, being senior captain and knowing that he could pretty much play anywhere, we decided to try it. And I don't think he liked that decision a whole lot to start out with. But we never gave up another goal since he moved into the back. And that's where he finished the season at and made some big stops that I can remember in the state championship game. And so, he's just one of those young men that no matter what you tell him to do, he's going to do his best at it. And he happened to be pretty good as well.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it was fun. Sorry, it
Yep.
was fun watching some YouTube clips today of Josh, and during that championship game, you're right. He played really well, and he picked up some really good defensive stops. It was impressive.
We have a question from Elijah Mayfield. He was asking, let's see, Josh, when you play against Elias Catholic this year, did you guys play against them? Wade, do you know?
No,
No. Okay. Do you know? He's asking if you guys will ever play against them. Is that a possibility?
I know we played against them last year.
In
Yeah,
years past.
we played against them. I think the last 3 years, and that was just one of the games that I had to get cut out this season. And yeah, I look forward to playing them. Local teams. There's always a rivalry there.
Yeah.
But I don't know about the future. But yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go, Elijah. Right from Josh's mouth. So appreciate your comment. Anybody else that wants to make any comments, feel free to do that. Like the page, share it, and make sure that your friends see this interview. These guys are awesome, and we want to just honor them tonight. So, Jay, I think you got another question for Wade. Why don't you go ahead?
Yeah, Wade, I'd also like to hear about some of the other seniors on the team, and then also your coaching staff and what you appreciate about them this season.
Yeah, well, obviously, I've always said a head coach is only as good as the people that are underneath him, including the players. Um, honestly, they made me look good this year when I may not be probably what it looked. But, as far as the coaching goes, we had Travis Neerum and Matt Bonder on staff with us this year. We also had they call him military man. His name was John Bodkins. He actually got, I say shipped off, I guess is the term, with the military, so he didn't get to finish the season with us. But everybody just pitched in and helped where they needed, and I think formed some relationships that were just helpful to each and individual position. Both of the assistant coaches were former players of mine, and so the tradition there, they kind of already knew what was expected as far as style of play and things. And Travis just happened to be an all-state defender as well, so he got to work with our defenders a lot and kind of put his knowledge out there for them, which didn't hurt anything. And then as far as the seniors go, 15 of these guys who've been playing forever since they were little. I just have to thank the youth programs and stuff that I know some of their parents are still involved with, I guess, but have been involved in a long time. But these guys are always on the field playing, no matter where it is. You just come around and you'll see them out, for no reason. They just love it, and they're competitive as all get out together. Just that's their style. And so I think that, we got Josh on tonight, but there's 14 other of those seniors that, and many of them that didn't start, that probably on any given team in this state could be into, because they're just that good, not only skill wise, but just understanding the game and understanding what I wanted from them. I really tried this season to get them to understand kind of the why of why we're doing things that way. And it didn't take them long, tactically to understand, oh yeah, that's, we're trying to get the keeper to the side of the net or whatever and create more space. And it was like, after a talk like that, normally you go out and it takes a little bit to figure something out, but they would just go do it. And so they're smart. They were smart players. They're also skilled players. But like I said earlier, I think I touched on it. Them together as a team, they trusted each other. And I think it's just because they've been playing for so long together that they knew where each other were. They didn't have to communicate as much as probably a normal team would have to. And just that secondhand nature of them just always being together, it was, I guess I would say it was kind of easy. Not that we didn't have our struggles and stuff and times when we had to crack down on them, right? But they just they worked well together.
Yeah, that's great. You were kind of touching on a little bit about the other members on the team. That's one of the things I think a lot of people maybe don't really realize, that if that person maybe doesn't get a lot of playing time on the field, it does not mean that their job is not important on the team, because they help make the ones that are on the field a little bit more. They help make them stronger and better than what they might be against regular competition. They help make them stronger because they're fighting with them each and every day. And so that's a tribute to those guys. I mean, obviously they made a big impact on the team.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, and I would add, if the state championship game, and you look at the two benches, and this is not necessarily a knock on the other team because they have their own style, but our bench is standing up the entire time, and they're just, some of those guys never stepped on the field, and they're just on the line. I mean, the ref had to tell us to move back a couple times that I can remember, but that energy that they provided off the bench to those who were tired or whatever, just kind of rooting them on, whatever, was pretty cool.
That atmosphere is obviously unlike anything else. I mean, obviously due to COVID, probably a little bit different than what it could have been actually, but still, the experience for the boys and for you as coaches and the fans must have been pretty incredible.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Good. Hey, Elijah Mayfield, again, he's got another question here. How many times have you beaten Helias Catholic? Now, he's asking this from the perspective, he used to do a lot of team management for Helias, and actually we're getting ready to feature him in the next issue of Sports Locker magazine here. He's going to be Rod Smith's Manager of the Year, so we're excited about that. But he has a question. How many times have you beat him?
I don't know the answer to that off the top of my head, but we have beat him several times.
Okay. There you go. That ought to do all right then, Elijah. Very good. Hey, before we go into this final segment, we're going to go ahead and hit our other sponsor here. We've got Diesel Power Plus out of California, Missouri, and we've got Delton Rissler, and he's going to give us a quick announcement about something that's coming up.
Delton Rissler here with Diesel Power Plus and Edge Graphics in California, Missouri. We're positioned in the Crossroads Shopping Plaza. We're located on the Highway 50 and 87 on the Crossroads. And I just wanted to announce we have a truck meet or a truck show coming up April 17th. Me and my brother are both in the same building. He has a chrome shop. We're going to have it's going to be a big event, and For those that want to get out and do something April 17th, I encourage you to come down. It's going to be a family event. We're going to have things for the children to do. We're going to have bounce house, food on the premises. It's going to be an all-day event. It's Delton Wrestler with Diesel Power Plus and Edge Graphics. Come see us April 17th at the Crossroads Shopping Plaza.
Now, Delton's told me a lot about that, and both him and Ashley are getting prepared for that event. It's going to be very big. This is the first ever time that they're doing it, so make plans April 17th to get out there, and you'll see some pretty cool stuff. They've got people coming in from all over the place, and that's out on the intersection of Highway 50 and 87 right there in California. All right, Jay, let's go ahead and go on to our next question, sir.
That sounds good. The next one is for Josh, if you wouldn't mind turning the camera to him. Josh, I see the time here. I'm wanting to, start wrapping up here on this last segment. Kind of curious about your future. What's your plans after high school?
Well, I just recently decided that I'm gonna be going to Mizzou, and I'm gonna major in biomedical engineering. And I'm gonna play every intramural sport I can while I'm there, and I might play for their men's club soccer team too, since they don't have a school team or anything. But I'm definitely gonna keep playing soccer for sure.
Well, it looks like you obviously could compete at that level, and it's too bad they don't have that there. They should.
Yeah.
So we'll just put it in the word for you. We're saying right now, Mizzou, you should have men's soccer. So there you go. I don't know if they're going to listen to us, but we'll try. So are you? So you're going to be a Mizzou Tiger. What made you
Yes.
decide to go do that?
Well, my parents are there, so I have that connection, and a lot of my friends are going there too. It's pretty local. Not gonna be too much change. I just think it's gonna be really fun. To be honest, there's a lot of opportunities there, and I just feel good about it.
Good. Hey, Josh, you were highlighted in our last magazine, the January-February issue of Rod's Elite 8, and you are right in there. And it was good to have you honored in that. So this is Josh, if I can move it right there. And I think I had to deliver some magazines out to somebody out there. I was dropping off the magazines at the post office out there by the airport, and somebody had requested me to drop off some, and I don't know if it was at your house or somebody else's, but I dropped off some for you. So, did you get them?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, good. All right, I got the right house then. That makes me feel better. Good. All right. So hey, it's been an honor to have you on here. We're going to go ahead and direct this next question to Coach Wade, but we'll have a final comment for you two here in just a moment. All right, Jay, go ahead.
Coach, I kind of want to touch on, you have all these other things going on that you do like to partake in. I want to give you an opportunity to talk a little bit about your activities, talk about your family, leading worship, all of that.
Yeah, well, if most people don't already know, I have 3 young kids and a super wife that while I'm doing all this, and maybe I can throw grandmas in the mix too. They help me with the kids, and so that's a little bit about my family. I try to create time for them when I can, so they're not slighted. But I don't know why I have everything going on. Honestly, the fishing I haven't done in a while just because there is a lot going on. I would say leading worship is, I'm truly blessed. God has truly to do what I do today, and just being a teacher in general and getting to know all these kids and see where they go after high school, and just knowing them and their families, and just being able to coach and be around them is just a blessing. And so I guess that's just one of the talents he's given me, and one way that I give back with my time. And then as far as the racing goes, that's a stress reliever until I wreck. And then the pocketbook has to come out, and then it causes more gray hair. But you know, that's the one thing I've found that you can, you get in the car and you put your helmet on, all your worries go away. And I don't think anybody understands it unless they've done it before, maybe. But, it's one of the most fun things I've ever done in my life. And I do it with my dad, and my uncle and grandpa have all raced. And so that's just kind of our thing that we do to relieve stress, take a night off, and we only do it when um, when all the other stuff's not going on, and when when I'm not having to watch the kids or whatever. But um, it's there's a lot going on, but I guess everybody has their thing that kind of fulfills them.
Yeah. So I thought I saw on the side of your car one of your sponsors. Was it Rins Automotive?
Yeah, Ren's down here in Ashland. They do a lot of my tire work for me. Um, Back in the day, we used to have to take a big breaker bar and knock the tires off the bead to change them. I can take them down there to him, and he puts them on his little machine and just does it for me. So that's his sponsorship mainly.
Yeah.
It's just the mechanic side of things.
Well, he's one of the sponsors in the magazine for the Southern Boone pages. So we appreciate them. But I did see that, and I thought you might wanted to do a quick little shout out to them. Obviously, there's a lot of different things that go in on that, and I know you get to do that with your dad, which sounds like you really enjoy that.
Yeah, I mean, Ren's is big in the community. I mean, they support a lot of things that go on here. They've been around, obviously a long while. A lot of people go to them. But basketball, I mean, any kind of sports or activities around here, they're always giving of time or money or something to help out with the activities and make things go smoother. So, yeah, I would definitely give them a shout out.
Well, we're definitely going to want to have you on again here sometime, but why don't you do kind of like your closing comment, and then we'll give Josh an opportunity. But what's next for you?
Hey, next is Monday starts girls. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about right now. You know, I kind of forget about the state championship thing for a while until somebody brings it up like you guys did. And then it kind of feels good, but then it's on to the next thing, and we're going to try to try to get these girls rolling a little bit. The girls haven't quite had the success that the boys have, but they're getting there.
Mm-hmm.
And the program as a whole, I think the boys having the success that they did definitely is going to help the girls program. We're anticipating, I think, maybe close to 40 girls coming out this year, which is a lot for this school, and for considering they only play one sport at a time. So we'll take it from there, and we'll see what happens next year. But as long as we keep making memories like this, I'll keep doing it.
That's great. Well, I know that community is very glad to have you there, as well as the student athletes, and just the community in general. So well done, and we've really enjoyed having you on here. We'll hold the both of you on after we're done, but we want to ask Josh one final question here, and then we'll close this thing out. Josh, tell us a little bit about what you're looking forward to finishing out the rest of your year here at Southern Boone.
Well, one thing that Coach mentioned is I'm going to be a manager for the girls' soccer season, so it's going to be the first time I'm doing that, and that's going to be exciting. Get to see how far they go this year, and then I don't know, senioritis is kind of kicked in. I'm ready to get done pretty much, but yeah, my brother's running track, and he's a freshman, so this is the first time that we'll be in the same school, and I'll be able to see how he does there. He's really fast too, so he should do pretty well with that. And I don't know, just kind of ready for it to be summer.
All right. Well, one question. You said he's pretty fast too. Is he faster than you, or are you still faster than him?
Not yet. My goal was to be faster than him until I left for college, but he's coming up pretty quick. It's
Okay.
gonna be.
That's great. Hey, Josh, thank you so much. If you guys will hold on until after we close out the program, we want to visit with you a little bit there, but we're going to go ahead and close it out. And thank you too for being on here tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jay, my goodness, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Those are two awesome people. Obviously, Josh, being a senior, he said he has that senioritis. He's ready for the summer. Tell you what, I think we all are. But I think it's really cool that he's going to step in and be a manager for the girls team. And then, obviously, talking about Coach Wade, he has such an impact on that community there in Ashland. So hats off to him. To be able to give his time to all these different things and to do it well. So we really appreciate him being on the show tonight. Uh, this was great.
Yes, it was. And we had a comment. Good job, Josh, from Terry Pridemore. So that's Terry Pridemore Carter. So that's awesome. Yes, he did an outstanding job. And, speaking of senioritis, I turned 55. I don't know if that means senior citizenitis. I don't know what the ages are, but I feel good. I'm not concerned about it. So with that, why don't you close this thing out with your final word, Mr. J. Gill?
That sounds good. And Dad, don't age yourself. You look amazing. You better believe that. Yeah, Sports Locker Nation, we really appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. In order to keep coming on every Monday and bring on these awesome people, just please like, comment, and share this post, and just let everyone else know about our program. That way, we can keep bringing you guys awesome people every week. So, Sports Locker Nation, this is One Nation, a SLM Extra, and we really appreciate you guys. God bless. Have a great week.
Yes, God bless you. We'll see you next week.